up the overlay, and I'm going to count us in. I'm going to ask you to be quiet until the show starts.
Oh, okay.
But until then, going live in 10, 9, 8. Hey world, it's Tobo. It's July 23rd, 2013, and welcome back to the party. As you'll notice, there's another face in the corner. Hello, WarningTrack.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Alright, cool. So I believe you occasionally stream Spy Party at twitch.tv/WarningTrack, is that right?
Very occasionally, but yes, that's right.
Alright, awesome. Is there any other, like, Twitter or YouTube or anything like that you'd like to...
Plug? No, not really.
Nope.
Twitch is plenty.
Nope. Alright, cool. So, well, that was easy.
Yep.
Today we are going to be doing round 2 of Drawnonward VS Wodar. I didn't get enough of it last time, apparently, so we're going to do some more. You ready to go?
Yeah. These guys play a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Alright, let's get things started. I'm going to start the streams in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Alright.
Starting things out with Drawnonward as Spy, Wodar as Sniper. Let's see how things go.
That's a perfect flirt by the window.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Lined up right for him.
And whenever you can get anything done really early on like that, it always feels really nice.
Yeah, especially in Panopticon. I find the flirt is really tough because sometimes you have to walk the whole way across to get to them. Oh, that's bad.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh! Did
You
he
got away
just
with it.
cancel out of the animation as well?
Oh. Yeah, no, he skipped the animation and got the red test. Although, the red test isn't that bad. Unless they're watching the statue anyway, it's not that much worse than a white. And if they're watching anyway, then a white would catch you too, so...
Well, especially on Panopticon, because you can't actually see the statue.
Absolutely. So, yeah, the animation break, I think, was worse than the red test.
Yeah, red test just scared me, because... yeah.
You can see he's trying to get the flirt done early.
Yeah.
That seems to be pretty common among pretty much any experienced players. They like to get that out of the way.
Yeah. Another cool thing about Panopticon is it makes Twitch flirting a lot easier.
Yeah, and I was glancing at these games a little earlier, and you definitely see some of that because it's too hard to resist.
Yeah, because you know the sniper can't see what's going on at your end of the field sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
and everyone goes mad with power.
Speaking of Twitch flirts.
Yep, there's one.
And that's the flirt done.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 missions finished with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go on the clock, so this is looking pretty good.
I'll be really curious to see if he goes for any more hardtails or more than he has to, because, you know, on most of these boards, you'll do all the softtails and do exactly as many hardtails as are necessary, but... Whoop.
Yeah.
But on this board, hardtails are a lot
Whoa!
easier, you know?
Okay, apparently Drawnonward takes game 1.
Yeah, I don't know why, but he got away with everything.
Yeah, like, never even got highlight, so that looked quite nice, that game.
That's what I really like about Panopticon, is that people don't necessarily skip the hardtails even if they can, because they're kind of easier sometimes. They're much faster, usually.
Yeah.
So you really don't know what they're going to do. You know, if someone else has got one more to go on a different map and they all need is inspect, you know they're going to inspect, but
yeah,
not on this one.
Not on Panopticon, because it's much less risk for the same reward.
Oh yeah.
So
it's like Purloin. It's just so tempting.
Yeah, exactly. But Purloin is terrifying no matter where you are.
Yeah, I feel like the snipers have actually gotten really good at that one quick. They were totally overmatched the first handful of games, but they've adjusted quickly.
Oh, yes. Alright, looks like we're getting ready to step into the next game with Wodar as Spy this time, Drawnonward as the Sniper.
And no seduce.
And no seduce. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, only on a board like this.
Yeah, exactly. I like how you call them boards instead of maps.
Yeah,
That's cool.
sorry. That's something I do out of habit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. It's a neat idea. Makes it feel a bit more like a strategy game.
Like a level, yeah. I think he greened that first inspect, so I think that's just 2 cycles. He should be okay.
I think so, yeah. Question is,
Oh,
will he swap? Will he not swap?
I knew he wasn't going to be able to resist the ambassador. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Run away!
His laser wasn't anywhere near him. totally scot-free.
And Drawnonward was none the
Ooh.
wiser.
Oh no.
Okay, again, Drawnonward didn't see it, the laser wasn't there.
Ooh.
Still not highlight, so everything's going alright.
And didn't do anything with the book. I wonder if he was just a little bit freaked out by the pathing problem.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Just try to lay low for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if he did see it just a little bit out of the corner of his eye, you're going to want to dispel any suspicion immediately, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he goes to statues right after or something, who knows? Oh, there we go. Now, I find it interesting. I don't know why, but it seems like you should always do microfilm at the blue or red on this map because, you get the most time to swing from one to the other. I see people do it on yellow a little bit, but it seems needlessly tough.
What I see people do sometimes is they will walk across, then pick up a yellow book on their way over.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good move.
So there's banana bread.
Got out of there in a hurry, too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Still not highlight, though. But Drawnonward looks like he might be onto this book.
I don't know.
There's the transfer.
He's definitely not sure,
okay.
right? Otherwise,
Yeah.
one shot.
Well, if he was even wondering about it, you'd think he probably would have highlight for it.
I think it's really hard to mark books on this, so even if you're pretty sure they did it, it's very hard to fire for.
Yeah. Ooh, that green test on the purloin may have saved him, because it looked like Drawn was watching there. Yeah, Drawn swings over and checks for the guest list to make sure it's still there.
And he gulped it quick. I think he's going to get away with this.
I think so. Here's the countdown.
This is it. Last chance.
Drawn sees it.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Okay. I thought Drawn may have had that one. That was a cool,
Yep.
dramatic ending there. I like that.
And again, he didn't frame him with the purloin as far as I can tell. Oh, no, he did. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that they don't mark those on the results page yet.
Yet.
I've actually noticed, even after looking at the purloin mission, I really can't, it's hard to tell the difference between green and white. And
It is.
The fade speed. It's not, I don't have a good sense of it in my head, so even if I'm looking right at it, I wonder if that's what happened there. Even if you're looking right at it, it can be hard to tell.
Yeah. I saw someone do it, though. I don't remember who it was, but they were both highlit. And he sees the green purloin and just shoots the other guy.
Mm.
So, it can be done.
Yes. I think it's probably going to take a little more time before it's on the level with the swap, where a good player gets it almost every time, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. Alright, here we go into game number 3. Once again, Drawnonward as the spy, Wodar as the sniper. It looks like Inspect was the mission that got taken out. Drawnonward picked up that blue book really fast.
Yeah. And hanging out by the window, giving him time to forget, I guess. But I wouldn't go this quick. You think he'd do a few conversations, seduce a little first, but
I wonder if he thinks Wodar doesn't know where the book came from.
That's probably what he's counting on, yeah.
Well, puts the book back and seems to get away scot-free. No highlights, even.
But again, on this board, you don't really know. If it's on one of the other boards, you get shot or not right away. But on this one, you can be very unsure that you marked the book correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he might already suspect him strongly. It's hard to say. Although I guess I could just look at the other stream and find out. He does not have a highlight.
Alright, so that's one mission done, and we're in a conversation where there's not a whole lot to do, but sometimes that's just what you gotta do.
Yep, laying low.
Yep.
Oh, and the seduction target might help him out here, though.
Oh, that is awesome.
And the double agent.
Wow. Now, seduction target's not in the best position, but
yeah, but he did
who
green
really
the BB.
cares at this point? He did.
Ooh, and the flirt. Is he gonna press his luck? Nope.
That's probably a good choice, not going for the purloin there. The laser hanging around.
I'll tell you what, though, if you hit a couple greens in a row, it's really tempting to just assume you've got it and to just go again.
Yeah. It really is.
If you green 2 or 3 inspects in a row, I think, well, maybe I'll just swap after all.
And then you hit the red.
Then you hit the red, yeah. Clang. Toby being persistent.
Takes the bait, hits the green too, so...
And he gulped it.
But with Wodar at the other end of the map this time around, you can certainly get away with it.
Yeah, he did.
There's the purloin. And I'm pretty sure Wodar saw that the drink was gone, but I don't think he knows what to do about it. Oh, he's going on a low-lighting spree.
Yep.
And actually low-lit Drawn for it.
Yeah, I think he was assuming that he hadn't missed the purloin for very long so that he could rule out a lot of people, but he missed it longer than he realized.
Yeah.
He's probably assuming it happened within the last 10 seconds or something, and it's really more like 20 or 30. Not that I blame him.
Well, it probably was only 10, but as soon as Drawnonward, he got the drink, he gulped it, and then he immediately just ran to the other side of the map.
Yep. It's tough. When you see it, you have to make a calculated decision. You have to figure, okay, I missed this. How long has it been since I missed it?
Yeah.
And if he feels like he's behind, then a low-lighting spree is actually probably his best chance.
Absolutely. But we've got 30 seconds to go, and only 3 missions done.
Yeah, pretty slow, even though he's done them in nice little bursts. And now you see how hard Seduce can be on this map, running around.
Gets the bug. I think he's going to have to go for the swap at the end here with only 17 seconds. Here we go. Going to the statue.
He's still low-lit, though.
Oh, and he hits the green swap.
Yeah, between the low light and the green, I just don't see how Wodar can come back from this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really hard to come back from a low light. Oh, some rough pathing.
Yeah. But there's the swap, there's the overtime, and there's the shot. Drawnonward picks up another game, and really the low light is what did it. I don't think... I mean, if the low light didn't happen, the green swap, because of how long the pending went, might have given some...
Yeah.
May have given a fair bit away.
And the bug happened with the site looking pretty closely. I think if he weren't low lit, he probably would have gotten caught there too. He might have known it was low lit. He might have suspected it at least. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the purloin was definitely the difference there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think without that, he probably times out.
Probably.
So Drawn doing pretty well though.
Yeah, he is. He's playing a good game. The last one was a little bit worrying with just how much time was left, but he's doing a pretty good job of things. Once again, Wodar picking up the spy, and Drawn on sniper. Uh-oh, that's a wall drawn. I mean, Wodar. Wodar just walking a wall. It was hilarious. I don't think he got noticed, though.
Walking's hard. What can you say?
Walking actually is quite hard in this game sometimes.
I love it when a new player comes in and just assumes that walking is the easy part because it is in every other game.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Drawn is sniper. I don't know why I keep saying Drawn. Looked for a moment like Wodar was going to go for the purloin, but wound up not because laser. I'm having trouble with words all of a sudden.
Don't worry, I talk enough for the both of us.
Here comes the banana bread.
Ooh, white test. But yeah, you can stop right in the middle every time now. No big risk.
Yeah.
White tests do not hurt you much on this board. Or they don't have to, at least.
And with only 2 lowlights, that's not bad.
He's taking that spot behind the pillar as well. I find that to be a nice little comfort zone, too, when I think I'm being suspicious.
And especially when you want to go for the purloin.
Yes.
So, I don't think Drawnonward has seen the missing guest list yet. I think he has now. Hard to tell whether or not he actually noticed that, though.
Yeah,
Another fake banana
probably
bread.
not.
Oh, fake banana bread to mask the hard transfer.
Yeah,
That's an
I like that.
interesting idea.
I like it.
Yeah, that's cool. Worked like a charm as well. So that's 3 missions down with 1 minute and 40 to go. Looking good so far as he goes to the statues to see if he can get his inspects done.
What I really find interesting about Panopticon is that it's very hard to tell who's ahead sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
On other maps, you get a pretty good sense for it. They got a couple missions done in the first minute. They're looking good on Ballroom, for example. But here, you can cram in so much so late if you have to. It's very hard to say.
Yeah. Now, Drawnonward does seem to be looking fairly closely. May have seen that bug. Did indeed. So, Drawnonward picks up game number 4.
Yep. And it was a pretty good bug. There have been worse bugs that they've gotten away with, but if he's looking there...
Yeah. Like, by the end, I feel like Drawn was pretty confident because, like, not only was Wodar highlight, but near the end you could see, like, a couple times during that inspect alone, the laser came back over to check, see if he was going for a swap or not.
So he probably already suspected him. Yeah, that makes sense. You get that a lot on Panopticon. You get a lot of big suspicion, but you're not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I like about it, though.
There are a lot of cool things about Panopticon. It's such a different map than anything else.
Yeah, the sense of freedom you feel as a spy just doesn't exist anywhere else. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's different, and that makes it interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing you'd feel on Veranda when you were a new player.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I was pointing out on the forums how ironic it is that, you know, the actual Panopticon, the prison design, is designed to make you feel like you're always being watched. But the map is the exact opposite. You feel like you're not being watched half the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the most
Partly
ironically
because
named
you
map.
can see exactly where he's looking.
Yeah, if you take the laser sight off, all of a sudden it is Panopticon. You know, it's all of a sudden it fits the namesake.
Yeah.
But I know that would freak people out.
Not being able to see the laser, that would be terrifying.
Maybe one of those wacky game modes we'll have a switch for one day.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
There'd be all sorts of settings like that you could flip on and off during custom games to make things crazy.
Yeah, we'll have to try to talk checks into a few of them.
Oh yeah, like once the game is balanced, that's when the insanity starts.
That's when the fun starts. I like the idea where you can have almost all the characters in the party be the exact same character model.
Yes.
So it's not just orange dress, but which orange dress of the 50 or so.
Exactly.
I think that'd be fun.
Exactly. That'd be
You could disappear into a crowd after a bug.
Yeah.
It looks like they're putting a lot of thought into their mission choices on this one, which I find really interesting.
Yeah.
It makes sense, though, when you think about it. The choices aren't as obvious here.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, it's Inspect that took the fall.
Yeah, I find that pretty interesting. I'm not sure why. I can get Seduce because you have to run all over the board sometimes, but Inspect's still pretty easy.
Seems like a pretty easy one, yeah.
Yeah. And you can probably even do 3 animation cycles and not get caught most of the time.
Yeah. Drawnonward hitting a nice green test, goes for the Twitch Flirt.
Ooh, a little awkward.
A little awkward indeed, but since the laser's all the way on the other side of the map, that was another really awkward Twitch Flirt, and I think he may have gotten... Nope, no highlight.
Nope.
Thought there was, but...
I have that problem a lot, too. I know what he's worried about. He's worried about not going out far enough, but...
yeah.
It's better to just go out a little too far rather than to do it twice.
Yeah.
But it's
But
easy
he's
for,
still
it's easy to
not
say.
done his flirt.
Yeah, that's surprising.
So.
Usually they do 2 or 3 in a row and get it done all at once.
Yeah.
But I do really like the idea of going and getting something, doing something, and inspect a book, something, then coming back and doing the flirt. I really like to do that.
Yeah.
And it works perfectly here.
It does indeed.
Because then you put some distance between the time you took the book out and the time you put it at the other bookshelf. Some distance between the first flirt and then the second. You kind of space those things out. It's a lot harder for them to notice a sequence.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Drawn is reading in front of the yellow bookcase, possibly hoping to make it seem like that's where the book came from.
Yeah,
But it's marked as blue, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it's hard. The bookmarking thing is really rough on this board.
Yeah, it really is.
I think he got away with that.
Ooh, but Wodar had it figured out.
He mismarked it, but knew he mismarked it.
That's awesome.
I guess I'm impressed. Maybe Wodar can tell us what happened.
Yeah, Wodar. I'm assuming he marked it while it was still being held at the bookcase. We couldn't really see what color it was while he was marking.
Yeah.
And when he came back over, he just went, well, apparently that's the blue bookcase now. I've decided that is now the color blue.
He's saying in chat that he never actually marks the book with colors, so I guess the marking was incidental and he was just remembering.
Ooh, okay. That makes sense.
Blue, no, yellow! No, nobody? Monty Python? Okay. Come on. It's tailor-made for it.
So...
Pretty competitive game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Current scoreline is 3-2 in favor of Drawn. Wodar picking up the spy this time and taking off Seduce.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I really don't on this one.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I'd probably still rather do it, but I get it. I don't know if anyone's calculated the relative square footage of each of these maps, but it's got to be pretty different here. It really takes a long time to walk across.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a veranda, but more spread out, not as folded.
Yeah.
I think they're about good to go. Drawn's picking his music again.
Oh, that's what's holding things up. I was wondering.
Well, he switched from oldies to dubstep, I think.
Did he not have his Nightbot on?
I don't know. I guess not.
Weird.
Music's definitely
Anyway.
changed, though. It used to be the oldies all the time,
Okay, yeah.
which I was a fan of. I like that.
Alright. So...
Oh, that's a great spot for a bug.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looked like he was just a little bit out of range.
Yeah. But, you know, a full conversation kind of near the pillar, with the back, near the wall. It's so hard to catch that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was not meant to be.
And I think he's behind the pillar again, yeah? There's that sweet spot.
He is.
It's a nice, comfortable place.
Actually goes for the fake BB as well, interestingly enough.
I'm curious about that. He doesn't have a book, he didn't swap, he didn't really do anything. There's nothing to distract from.
And sadly, there was a suspected DA in the conversation, so...
Ah. So it might not even have the intended effect, yeah.
Exactly. It was a fairly full conversation, so you need to be careful with things like that.
Drawn did not mark that book as read, although maybe he's remembering, I'm not sure.
Remembering seems to be the way to go on this map, because marking, it's just so hard to actually see the damn thing.
Fraught with peril, yeah. But that's a lot of memory, and I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of trouble doing that with more than a book or two.
Oh yeah, like... If you're gonna do it by memory, you kind of have to suspect the person first.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can... Yeah. And now he has been highlit for quite a while now.
Yeah. He's definitely... And he's tunneling on him maybe even a little bit, which is okay if it's the actual spy.
And goes for the purloin, which rounds up being his first mission, and immediately gets shot for it. So Wodar...
Drawn was totally zoomed in on it, too.
Oh, yeah.
He was all...
Wodar just did not have the best of games there.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, normally when you're purloining like that, especially if you're on Courtyard or something, you'd be very aware of where the site was. But I think maybe on this map, you just sort of get used to the idea that maybe you're not being watched, because he just went for it, even though he was zoomed in right there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah.
There he is.
Always need to be a little bit careful about things like that. It's really easy to just get into a rhythm and just not stop, even though occasionally the laser is actually watching.
Especially when a mission walks right up to you and presents itself, literally on a platter.
Yes. Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Here's a mission on a platter. I like what Czech said about it, which is like it's like a statue walks up to you and says, "Would you like to swap me?" or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many
pretty
games.
much what it is, because like Toby walks up to you and goes, "Here you go.
Here's the mission you needed." Like there are so many games where I had planned not to purloin and I do it anyway because it's sitting right there.
Yeah, I've done the same thing, and it usually doesn't end well.
No. I gotta stick with the game plan, but it burns me a lot.
Yeah. And once again, Drawnonward knocking off Inspect.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't know. I'd love to hear his reasoning at some point.
Yeah, me too. That it confuses me a great deal.
I mean, I have some guesses, but you know, maybe he suspects that Wodar's doing a lot of highlighting at statues, something like that.
Yeah.
Because one thing I find really interesting is I don't know if there's a really dominant highlight strategy for this yet. You know, just books, just statues. It's just statues on a lot of other boards, but I don't think there's really anything.
Fast purloin. That's worrying. It's a good thing that pillar was there, though, because it actually hid the tray itself.
Yeah. I really like the early purloin. I mean, the mission's pretty terrifying in general, but if you're going to do it, I think early is pretty good most of the time.
Yeah.
But I'm still figuring it out like everybody else. Uh-oh. He ran into that corner a little bit.
He did. I had some sync issues, so I'm doing some pause and shenaniganery to try to get myself fixed up, but I'm better now. Everything works.
Okay. Well, he's hiding behind the comfortable platform again. A pillar.
He is indeed. He really likes that spot. I think
love
a lot of people. Everyone loves that spot.
You can make faces at the sniper there. They can't even see you.
Yeah. New highlight strategy. Highlight everyone who is behind that pillar.
Well, there is some strategy to it. Yeah, it feels safer.
Whoa! Okay, apparently Drawn's dead. I wonder how that happened.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Let me actually look at the log to see if I can figure out what happened.
Wodar's saying he gave him a low light for being the first to get a drink, but then he saw the guest list, I think it was.
That makes sense. So, I wound up getting highlight for that, but Drawn's not scrolling down, so I can't see. Yeah, it looks like the purloin was the object of suspicion. I'm not really sure what the actual shot was for, though.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe you can tell us. Different mission setup too this time.
Yeah, and what was it?
No swap.
Yeah, no swap. That is interesting.
I don't mind it. I find swaps actually surprisingly tough on this map.
Yeah, but swap also increases sniper's cognitive load.
Yeah, definitely.
What's a trade-off, I suppose?
Yeah, especially if you go to that first one on the far left. It's kind of crazy that you literally can't see them from any angle at certain points.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that lean in at some point, I know, and that'll make a big difference.
So, Wodar, as the spy, going for the inspects right off the bat. And that's an early mission, basically for free.
I guess Wodar's not one of the guys who likes to put Top Hat as the ambassador each time.
Yeah.
It always surprises me when I see someone playing him.
Yeah. Actually goes back to the statue again, just to see if he can get that flirt in. It's the same one he started at, so that might actually be a little bit less suspicious, if anything, because normally people don't do that.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
But I got him a flirt, so no complaints. Looks like he's stepping in to see if he can get some microfilming going. Now, one thing I do on this map, I don't know if it's good or not, but it seems to work fairly well for me. Oh, orange dress, you're mean. Back on track. One thing I do is, rather than trying to hard transfer the microfilm, I'll actually just do it with the animations.
Yeah. I don't like doing it that way in any other map, but on this one, I kind of don't mind it.
Yeah.
Stand at blue or red, wait till they swing to the other. You know, maybe let them swing once or twice. It depends on what type of sniper you're dealing with. But yeah,
exactly.
I prefer to actually do it the hard way, so to speak.
Finally chases down an orange dress to hit that green flirt.
And that got him a highlight for the first time. He was
did
not
indeed.
highlight before that, but that got it.
Oh, wow. Apparently he did something he shouldn't have done in that conversation.
That's pretty interesting. Maybe he just kind of noticed him hanging around orange dress a lot. I mean, it could be something to do with the statues. That's pretty, as you pointed out, that was pretty weird to go back to the statues for a flirt like that.
Yeah.
So maybe when he saw him sidle right up next to orange dress at the end, he remembered, and that was enough.
Maybe. Now, I'm realizing I screwed up the scoreboard somewhere because apparently, according to the game, it says that Wodar's won 3 games, but my scoreboard says 4-4, and I don't know where I screwed that up, so I'm just going to go ahead and fix it. Alright, going into the next game pretty quickly here. Drawn apparently up by 2 as he picks up the spiral on the sniper.
In the chat, they're saying they caught a reflirt, a Twitch flirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I missed that too, actually.
So did I. So that's probably not a good thing when the sniper sees something that the casters don't.
Yeah, and there's 2 of us too. There's no excuse.
Exactly. 2 people just staring at the spy the entire time, and neither of us see it.
Nope, even with a layer of redundancy.
A little bit of odd pathing against green dress there, but shouldn't be too big a deal. Hits another green flirt, so 1 more flirt, and he should be able to get that finished up pretty nicely. 3 minutes to go.
He's actually in pretty decent shape, I think, given that the flirt's almost done.
Yeah, I think so.
Still a lot of time. And he's not a suspect yet.
Because, let's be honest, the flirt takes a while.
Yeah, it really does, especially on
the
this
longest mission in Spy Party. Especially on this map.
Although, I mean, in some ways it's a little bit harder because you think the ST needs to cooperate more because you have to chase them. But on the other hand, it doesn't look as bad when you have to chase them either.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it looks really bad on Ballroom if they leave and you follow them shortly after if you're trying to get in a quick flirt at the end.
Yeah.
But here, you can follow them all over the place, and it might even make you less suspicious because you're not really doing anything other than walking around.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's the only board where walking around actually can decrease your suspicion. It usually adds to it everywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've got that flirt done with 2 minutes to go. Probably... We might be a little bit low on time here. I would have liked things to have gone a little bit more swiftly.
And you know what that means? Desperate purloin. As he runs out of time, the odds of him doing a risky purloin go up as the clock goes down, I think.
Oh, yes. I agree. A minute and 30 and still just the 1 mission done. What I'm surprised doesn't happen more often on this map are time adds.
Yeah. Well, he might have been thinking about it there, but he didn't do it.
There's that purloin we were talking about.
Yep, desperate purloin.
And it was right as Wodar swung over the other side of the map, so...
And I've only played him a bit, but I think Wodar's actually pretty good at catching the purloins, or at least he pays a lot of attention to them. So, we'll see.
I don't think he's noticed it yet.
No, I don't think so. He might have gotten away with it.
Yeah. That Trey is spending a lot of time behind pillars.
Well, that's what they're there for, hiding behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like standing in the back of the conversation on balcony. It feels like it's harder to shoot you, whether it is or not.
Yeah. Now here's the problem. We've got 30 seconds left and 2 missions done. What do we do?
Frame with a BB maybe.
Do all the time ads?
Do all the time ads. 5 in a row.
Well, there's the bug.
Wow.
That was an amazing bug.
You know what I like about the bug is that it was a walking bug, but it was also sort of in a conversation circle.
Yeah.
It was both.
Here comes the time ad. Regular watch check, and then time ad watch check, and then run away.
Desperate
Got a highlight
times.
for it.
Yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's going to have some trouble here, but there are a lot of highlights there. The only question is, are they all equal suspicion or not? If they are, then he's still in decent shape.
But it's still 30 seconds, and we still have 2 missions to do.
One of them's a BB, though, so we'll see.
One of them is a BB, so that'll go quickly. There's the banana bread.
And he greened it, too. That helps.
But Wodar
Oh, he got him.
was quite suspicious after that time ad.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about that game other than that. Was running low on time, had to do desperate things. He still got a fair number of them done, though. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, that bug was awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. I like it.
Yeah.
If he'd used his time just a little more efficiently in the beginning, I think he would have been fine.
I think so as well. Maybe, like, see if he can get a transfer going, or at least pick up a book on the way to chasing his seduction target around.
Yeah, I don't think he went to a single shelf, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, and kudos to Wodar for being, patient there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Force him into the time ads.
I mean, this map in particular probably is one of those maps where it's really easy to get paranoid and shoot somebody near the end, because
Yes, absolutely.
in a map like Ballroom, it's very much, if you didn't see anything, you assume that's because he hasn't done anything. But a map like this, if you didn't see anything, you assume it's because he's slipping things in when you're not looking.
Absolutely. It's a lot easier to trust that you wouldn't have missed something on Ballroom or Balcony or
Yeah,
something.
absolutely.
Oh, that bug, it works. So many awkward bugs on this level.
Yeah, but that's okay because we can see where the laser is and it's not anywhere near us.
It actually occurs to me one of the values of the yellow shelf that I didn't think of before is that it's easier to go in either direction and you can't necessarily guess where the book came from. But if you're on the far end and you're walking from that side of the map, it's easier for them to guess that the book is blue or red even if they didn't see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe that's the value of the yellow shelf, is that you can change directions and they're less sure where it came from.
He's going for the hard transfer now. Let's see if he gets away with it. He is Hylet.
Yeah, he was busy looking at statues somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't think Drawn is going to be able to grab that. Here's the banana split.
Pretty good.
See, Wodar gets things done. Wodar has 2 minutes and 45 to go, and he's already got 3 missions done and working on his 4th.
Yep, and he's going to try to do the swap and inspect and block with his body, I think, and then just get out of there.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
5
It's hard
seconds.
to see.
I think he's going to have this.
Yeah, I think
Stands
so.
there just a little bit too long.
Yeah, I would
But
think
not
so.
long enough to get shot for, and when he walks away, he reveals statue, and holy crap, it's swapped, and the game's over.
Nicely played.
Absolutely. 5-all after 10 games.
I think the swap works a little better here if you do it last. I mean, that's true
I
in
think
a lot
so.
of maps, right? But it's really true here because you really can't afford to zoom in on the statues here.
Yeah. Unless you're already suspicious.
Yeah.
If you're a suspicious person and swap is available and you go to statues near the end, you are something like 1 billion times more suspicious.
Oh, they're mixing it up. Balcony.
Heading to balcony. Drawnonward as the spy. Wodar playing sniper.
Yeah, they're all tied up now, aren't they? 5-5.
They are indeed. Nice early flirt. Didn't hit a green test, but still, flirts that fast are nice to have.
They are, but there it is. It's going to have to be 3.
It is indeed. Even took a highlight for it as well, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh god.
Oh,
He went for the banana bread, white tested it, and then the DA left.
that's rough.
It is.
It's really hard to figure out why people get highlight on balcony. Everyone has their own style, and it changes from game to game. You might have gotten a highlight just for talking early.
Yeah.
And I
think
really
that's
can't
what
blame
it was,
someone for
too. Snuggling up to the ambassador is a way to actually lose suspicion, believe it or not, on this map.
Yeah, I agree. I've given people lowlights for that, and it's come back to bite me.
Only problem... Oh, that was a little bit of an odd entry there. Had to readjust. 2 highlights and 1 normal light. Oh, damn you, seduction target.
That's rough.
This is so mean.
And he's been there too long, I don't think he can risk following him. Well, maybe now
I
he can.
agree. 40 seconds left and 2 flirts. It's not going to be easy to do.
I don't know. As risky as it is to try to flirt with him by the window, that might have been the best move.
Yeah.
There's
There's another shot at it.
Yeah, this guy's giving him every chance.
Doesn't look like it's going to go for it.
No. I'm pretty
And then
paranoid about that too,
re-enters.
but yeah.
And then re-enters the conversation on the exact wrong side of the circle. But as soon as Drawn talks, holy mackerel, Wodar knew. He knew.
I'm guessing it really didn't matter what he did then. I think he was... I just don't think anyone else was suspicious. I think it's one of those games where even though he didn't do that much,
yeah.
it's just enough. A white BB and early talk and nobody else doing anything. I mean, if the AI doesn't do anything shady on balcony, then you're just in big trouble. You need a little help.
I mean, the AI can be mean in a lot of ways in this game. Like, it can, like, have everyone run away from you as soon as you try to do anything, or not do anything suspicious at all on balcony, like this game, or...
Yeah, and you can't always tell when you're spy. I've had certain games where I thought I played great and I get shot anyway because the AI just didn't do anything. The AI was just nice and calm and low-key, and what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Need him to have big doubt.
Probably, I think one of the funniest ways for the AI to screw you over is one of those games where you decide you're just not going to take control and see what the sniper does, and then your AI, like, goes for the briefcase and then decides, no, I don't want to go to the briefcase, so he goes back into conversation and then 180s, and the sniper's like, wait a second.
Highlight before you take control, that's the worst.
Yeah, exactly. That is okay, I don't think I've ever seen only one person in conversation on balcony since before the patch that changed the balcony pathing.
That happened to me about a month and a half ago. I was just going to chill in the conversation because I was almost done, and then everyone left, and it didn't occur to me that they weren't going to come back soon, and I got shot for it because I was just standing there like an idiot. I just cycled through like 2 idle animations because I was so used to, in the strategy of balcony in my head, never having to worry about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I thought, well, okay, I guess I'll just take that loss.
But Wodar hits both a green flirt and a green banana bread. No highlight at this point, and he's looking quite nice with a minute to go.
Casey says he thinks he was the one who shot me on that one. It might be. I don't remember. But it was... I remember thinking, you know what? I don't even feel bad about that one.
Yeah.
The AI just literally abandoned me. So he's got the highlight here, doesn't he?
Going for the window flirt to see if he can make sure he doesn't need to hit that green, but he hits the green at the window, and now he's in a situation where literally a flirt from anywhere, including here, because that's a place, will finish up that mission for him. With 30 seconds to go, he's certainly suspicious, but I don't think he's suspicious enough to die for a talk. There's the flirt.
No, he's got too many highlights.
I think he's got this.
I think so.
He does indeed. Drawn picks up a game there. 6-6 is the current scoreline. And this is a hell of a close match.
Yeah, it is. And I like the window flirts. I got really paranoid about them for a while, but I'm starting to think they're a little underrated, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I was avoiding them for a long time, and I'm starting to realize that they're still pretty useful. And it's hard. They're not as suspicious as they seem. When you think about playing sniper, you realize that they actually happen pretty often, or at least possible window flirts happen pretty often.
Yeah, especially on a map like Balcony.
Yeah. So
when there are literally only 3 places to go.
I think you might have switched the usernames again. The chat's giggling about it.
Switch the... Did I?
Wodar and Drawn, yeah. Wodar won that one.
I'm a dumb.
No, I keep messing it up too. But I don't have to run the scoreboard, so I look better.
Yeah, exactly. So, what, it's 5-7 for Wodar?
7-5? Yeah, I think. I don't know. Math is hard.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's correct, and the chat will correct me if it's not.
Yeah, forget. Let's just let them run the scoreboard, man. They're paying a lot of attention. We got a bunch of rain men in there.
Yeah. Alright. So, 5-7.
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty good.
Indeed.
I'd be kind of curious to see how many games Drawn has played on balcony. I'm going to guess it's like half his games or more.
Yeah. Drawn plays a lot of balcony. He also plays a hell of a lot of courtyard, though.
Yeah.
Like, for a long time, it was like he would play 10 on courtyard, and then 10 on balcony, and then 10 on courtyard.
I love courtyard. Courtyard 2, mind you.
Yeah. Courtyard 1 is weird.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But I know we've got some defenders out there. Canadian saying Drawn plays maybe a third on balcony. I'll take your word for it. I still haven't played Drawn a single game yet, so I wouldn't know.
I was the same way until, like, last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was like, I casted with him, then after the show, everyone wanted to see us play against each other, so we're like, oh, alright, you know what? I'll stream a few games with Drawn if he's down for it, and so we played a bit.
Yeah, no, Casey, it's true. I don't think I've ever played him. I'm about 95% sure on that. I mean, he's on West Coast time, and he likes to play late, even for the West Coast, like 12, and that's when he streams. That's 3 a.m. out here, so a couple times we've come close on weekends, but that's it.
Oh, you're on the East Coast, too. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it puts me out of sync with everyone else. KCM's in Las Vegas, and Checkers in, San Francisco, I think, so.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
So, no BB.
So I haven't been paying attention. There's 30 seconds left and, like, nothing's happened.
Well, actually, we picked a good time to not pay attention because very little's happened. He's got a little...
Yeah, exactly.
I think the chat was freaking out because he didn't banana bread, and it looked like he had a couple of opportunities to.
Yeah.
And you can't do the Desperate Purloin because it's bug.
Yeah. Looks like you tried to anyway, but...
Checker in East Coast time? No, I don't think so. I think he's from San Francisco. They're talking about it in the chat.
Well, there's that game. That one was indeed Wodar's win. Time to up Drawn score. No. Alright, so 5-8 then is the current score line.
That was a pretty boring game.
Yeah! Yep, not really a whole lot going on there. It was just like, we got 2 flirts in, and that's it. That's all that happened.
Yep. Sometimes doing nothing is a brilliant strategy, right? I'm a big fan, but...
I don't think he ever actually left conversation. I think he just stood there the entire game.
I really like games like that, but I've noticed that against the really good snipers, they actually get very suspicious when you don't leave conversation.
Yeah.
But if it's against anyone sub-elite, I think actually, obviously it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of elite players out there.
Oh yeah. Like I know for me, if I've always considered myself to be bad at balcony, but for me, if I don't see anybody leave conversation, they literally don't appear on my radar unless they're talking during a banana bread or something.
Yeah, and usually that's good enough because they usually do have to leave it. But every now and then the ST's very helpful and leaves a couple times for them.
Yeah.
And then the ST usually gets shot that game.
Yeah, indeed.
I think that happens more on this board than the other ones, but I do think it happens a lot in general. This is one of my favorite little pet theories, is that if you want to frame someone, you want to try to frame your ST if you get a choice.
Because then you can red test and make them do weird things.
Stuff like that, too, but they also just seem to be around the action more. I don't know if this makes any sense statistically, but it just seems like when they shoot the wrong person disproportionately, it's the seduction target that gets it.
I think maybe it's not so much that they're around the action as you are around the Oh,
that's awful.
Run away!
Oh, but he was moving.
No! Okay, he almost...
Oh!
What? Oh, man! You're kidding me!
All skill.
Oh, man! That is awesome. That is awesome.
I love it. Earned.
Yep.
Just planned it that way. It's the most elaborate frame ever. Oh, man.
Yes.
So maybe Wodar can tell us, was that a miss, or was that, just something else, or was it just an aiming problem? I'm wondering. Let us know if you remember, man. If it's a miss, then there's not too much to say, but otherwise,
It looked like, for a moment there, it looked like he accidentally shot Toby because the tray wandered out in front when the bullet went off, so...
Wodar's saying it was an aiming problem. I'll take his word for it, yeah. It might be your best chance after a red test on balcony is just to run around and hope he misses.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of just carrying on. I mean, if there's one thing we've all learned, it's that we often think that the sniper saw something and they didn't. And we think we're the top suspect and we're not, and you just have to carry on.
Yeah. Like, lots of times, just for an example, when you're watching newbie streams and you see someone red test a banana bread on beginner ballroom, everyone in the chat starts typing "play it cool" in all caps.
Yeah, as the spy, that's kind of the whole point, is that you always think they're going to see everything, but, you know, they don't. I miss probably half the coughs that I hear.
And it always sucks as a sniper when you miss a cough, eh? Because then you're suddenly hyper-paranoid that you shouldn't have missed that.
Yeah, then you just spend 30 seconds beating yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. And you, like, try to highlight people who might have done it.
Yeah, it's just guesswork. And speaking, by the way, we were talking before about seduction targets helping you out. Look at this one.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think she's left twice, but he's looking all right. But he's going for the bug anyway.
That was an awkward bug, but it worked! No, it didn't. I really thought that worked. It looked like it did.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was getting low on time, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The score after 15 games is 5-10.
The chat's saying he did the green BB while drinking, which is pretty much the slickest move in the game.
Yeah. That is a winning strategy right there, unless you have to go for a bug on balcony. Hits a nice green flirt right off the bat, Wodar does.
Yeah, 51%, not bad.
Indeed. Interesting little tidbit. Drawn has not won a single game on balcony this evening.
Ooh, that's weird.
Yeah. It is weird indeed. But it was 5-5 after we finished up on Panopticon, and now it's 5-10.
Yeah, it's rough. I find it interesting that they're going with bug every time. Or, I don't know, I don't think they've done Purloin yet, have they? I wonder if they agreed to play Classic, or if that's a choice.
Ooh, Wodar doesn't quite get that window flirt off.
That's rough.
That is very sad face-inducing. Now, if he gets rid of this drink, he might actually be in range. Never mind.
Yep,
the bastard leaves. So he goes for the banana bread.
Now, here's the thing. He greened it, but nobody was talking. He knows that's a green.
Yeah.
Nobody was even close to the right point in the conversation. They were all dead silent.
Yeah. Wow. Selection target is not being a helpful person.
No.
I mean, usually it's Drawnonward that selection target hates.
Playing hard to get.
Wow. Oh my god, he briefcased? Really?
Oh.
Really?
That would have been a prime opportunity to get in a quick flirt by the window, because he might need to.
Don't do it, man. It's not worth it. You can't get this. Okay, cool. He's self-restrained, but this seduction target did not wind up in the right place in the conversation.
Yeah,
so.
And the odds weren't great that he was gonna. So I think actually the bug would have been his best choice.
Well, actually, considering the place in the conversation that he was, where everything was, I would have called it about 50-50, where the selection target ended up.
Yeah. The downside of being wrong, though, is that he's totally done.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So Drawn picks up a game.
Yeah, he got one. Broke the streak.
He got one. Yes, it's comeback time.
KCM says, better to get shot than timeout. Yeah, that's technically true, but I gotta tell you, the first 600 games I played, I didn't play that way at all. I timed out a lot.
Yeah, I find with new players, it's either they'll go way too aggressive and just get things done as fast as the hell they can, or they'll be hyper-paranoid and not get enough done ever.
Yeah, I was that second one. I didn't like being shot. It was too nerve-wracking. It's a very stressful game.
Yeah. I was the second one for probably my first little while, but I'd watch a lot of streams. So after the bouts of paranoia ended, probably only about like 10, 20 games in, I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
If I start doing things just a little bit faster, I would have won all these games.
Yeah, the first player that really drove that home for me was Veery, who obviously plays probably as aggressive as any top player. He goes a little far for my taste, but he's the first guy who made me realize, they really can't see a lot of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So just go for it.
Yeah.
And that helped a lot.
Basically, since I started Spy Party, what I have been best at is time management.
Yeah. Well,
which is a good thing to be good at.
It is, and that's interesting because I think that's probably the hardest thing for most people to learn if they're not naturally good at it.
Yeah. So, yay!
You need to have that little clock in your head, yeah.
That makes me happy. Somebody just linked something in chat, and I have to click on it. Because
oh, wow. They made a giant mosaic out of all the pictures from EVO.
That is so... I have to get this up on stream.
Yeah, it's taking a while to load, but it's awesome.
I don't know. How do I... Can I... I should be able to put a bit of it up on there. So, that's like the top half of it, all for pictures of EVO. That is awesome. That makes me super happy. We didn't even miss a game doing that.
If you want to work on that, I can handle their next game. Doesn't matter to me.
Nah, that's fine. I showed them the top half. Everything's good. The link is in chat if you want to see it. But next game is underway just now with Drawnonward as Spy, Wodar as Sniper. Hopefully, if he picks up a game here, suddenly he's got the momentum again.
Yeah, and Purloin's active, so I guess they weren't necessarily playing Classic Balcony. It just happened to be that way.
Yeah.
I actually really like the idea of keeping 2 of 3, but using Purloin instead of Bug, and not doing Purloin, and just forcing the Sniper to stare at it all game. I probably shouldn't say that now, everyone knows, but I like that idea of doing the normal double agent and seduce, and just making them stare at the tray the whole time.
Yeah. Like, especially when you've been doing Bug so much, because when you switch it to Purloin, it makes snipers paranoid.
It does, and you get away with things like window flirts a lot more often. It's just so much harder to keep track of all that stuff when you're watching the for the guest list.
Yeah.
So I really like the way that it makes the seduce a little easier on this map.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although, again, that's just for now. Give it a few more weeks, we'll see where the meta is. Especially now that I said that.
Well, as soon as you have new things, everything is up in the air for a while.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I feel like Purloin was actually kind of easy for the first week or so, and then it got hard again.
Yeah.
Snipers adapted quickly. Uncertainty.
Wait a second, Drawn got low-lit. I just have to say that. Drawn got low-lit somehow. It looked like a white BB into low-light.
Yeah, I don't get it at all, but...
But he still might not win this with 20 seconds to go and 1 flirt to do.
Yeah, if there's one map where you can come back from a low light, it's definitely this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't do that very often, but most of the times I have, it's been on balcony.
Yeah.
He's really close here too. One more little flirt.
5 seconds.
Oh boy.
Here he goes. He's gonna have to do this fast.
He's gonna shoot anyone talking by overtime, I think.
There's the talk. Oh, he shot Blue Dress.
Wow. Wow.
So Drawnonward does in fact pick up that game and the momentum with it.
I'm surprised if it goes into overtime on a map like balcony. I'm usually shooting the person who was just talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if I'm expecting, especially if I think they're finishing flirt, obviously. But he must have thought it was a Purloin or something at the end.
Yeah.
Because by the way, Blue, when she got shot, was holding a glass, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really see it from where I was, but
yeah. But that's my guess, because you figure once it goes in overtime, he knows something must have just happened, or very recently.
Absolutely.
And so she's holding a glass. He didn't shoot the people talking. He probably suspected a Purloin.
Yeah.
Although if it was a green, I'm not sure why I would have, because obviously it doesn't beep. It just stays at 0. But in the moment, it can be very easy to forget that.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of things in Spy Party that can be very easy to forget in the moment.
Oh wow, look at this. Any 2 or 3 with no seduce.
That is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be really hard. Now, mind you, it does require the sniper's attention to be split a bit.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, you have to do a hard tell. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's advantage sniper for sure still.
Absolutely. Like, I've seen it done. I've even casted a game or two where it's been done. But it's always...
I was just about to say... Go ahead, sorry.
I don't even remember what I was about to say. My train of thought died.
Oh, sorry about that. I was going to say that his only chance to get a low light, and he did.
There's the purloin.
He's got the low light. That's the way.
He
That's
does
the way
have the low light, but still, with that purloin, there's the contact. Mission win is pending.
I think he's going to get it.
He might have this. He
I think that's
does
the way
indeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think with the 2 hard tells in there, I think your best chance is to try to get a low light in the first 30 seconds and then go for it. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wodar, what a way to stop the momentum, eh? Holy mackerel.
Nice. That's crazy. I don't know what did it exactly. I mean, I guess he was hanging by the window a lot, but
yeah,
that was enough. You never know. I mean, I like the idea of picking that kind of setup and then not taking control maybe for 20 seconds, hope you get a low light, and, you know, then operate under the assumption that maybe you have.
Yeah.
You'll find out soon enough.
No kidding. I mean, it's not easy in a situation like that to actually pull out the win.
But
just
he did.
Because hard tell.
I literally interrupted my own thought. I was about to say he just needs a low light. That's his best chance. And then I look over at the other stream and it's already happened.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he was low lit until you said it. Then I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, Wodar's saying in chat that it's because he was right next to someone but didn't seduce. I think something like that.
Okay. Yeah, he basically just hugged Yellow Jacket from behind. Ooh, thank you, seduction target. That was friendly.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Don't you love it when that happens?
I'm not too proud. I'll take it. So the question is, how does this affect the rest of his choices?
Yeah.
You get an early flirt like that. It's a lot. It's very tempting to say, "Forget the purloin. I've got all this time."
Yeah. There's the banana bread. No.
But he did it with the seduction target out of conversation. I don't love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it, but I would really love to do it with seduction target in the conversation on this map.
Yeah, me too. Seduction target is back in convo in a fantastic spot once again, but once again can't hit the green, so he's going to need to get another good flirt in to finish this up.
But he's got a whole minute to do it, so I think he's going to be all right. If he doesn't mess it up.
And the way the conversation circle is looking, it looks like when the second target re-enters, it's going to be in a good spot. But he picks the one place that's far away. Seduction target is through being nice. And then as soon as Drawnonward leaves the conversation, the seduction target's like, you know what, I'll go over there anyways. Goes for the window flirt to finish things up. Gets it off. He is high lit, but I think he won it with that. He did indeed. So holy crap! I'm dropping frames. I think we're okay. I think it's better.
We're good.
Cool. Okay. Awesome.
Very solid. And that, you know, I'm telling you, like, it's one of those things where if you do get that early flirt in, I think you kind of just decide right there, I'm not going to purloin unless everything goes wrong, because that little bit of luck that can affect the trajectory of the rest of your game.
Oh, absolutely. And
if I run into some rough stuff early, yeah.
Even though you had to go for the window flirt at the end, people don't really associate window flirts with the last flirt of the game. Like, people never do the final flirt as a window one.
Exactly. It's way more suspicious at first.
Going for a fast banana bread, even though not everyone's in convo. By the way, Wodar is as spy now. Drawnonward is sniper. I keep forgetting to say that sometimes at the beginning of games because we're talking about things. But once again, we do need to get a hardtail in somewhere. Here's the purloin. That's a white test.
Oh boy.
And that's the bullet. So Drawnonward picks up that game as well. That was the 20th. And the current scoreline is 9-11 in favor of Wodar. But Drawnonward had a pretty nice comeback after the first 5 games on balcony didn't go his way.
Yeah, he already had a highlight, so that was going to be tough to get away with.
Oh yeah. I mean, purloin is hard to get away with on this map anyway, but with the highlight,
yeah,
that made it pretty much a death sentence.
That's why I really like the strategy of selecting it as a mission, but then just not doing it. You know, just use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
But and then of course every 4th or 5th game you got to think about doing it just to keep them honest. But
yeah, absolutely.
But I really like that it makes the seduce a little less overt.
Yeah. So we should be moving on to a different map now, I believe.
Here's hoping it's Courtyard too.
Well, starting on Panopticon, going to Balcony, I would not be surprised if we hit Courtyard next.
Anything?
Actually, I just realized we've already been going for an hour.
Well, how many games did you want to do?
Usually I just go for an hour, but since I've only been talking half as much, I still feel like my brain's not exploding yet. So, let's say we'll give it 4 more games. We are on Courtyard 2, by the way.
Woohoo! Anything that gets us away from Ballroom.
Not a fan of Ballroom?
Not a fan of Ballroom.
Wow.
Horrifying.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, no, it's too nerve-wracking. I don't like that they can see the whole map at once.
Yeah.
I still play it, though, but no, I don't have to like it.
Fair enough.
The only thing is, if you want to mentor at all, you better get used to it.
Yeah, that's true.
They all insist, the new players.
Well, because it's familiar to them. You've got
Of course.
beginner ballroom where everything starts out, and then...
Yeah.
So, we've got Drawnonward here as the spy, Wodar as the sniper here on Courtyard 2, the standard any 4 of 5.
Yeah, I got out of there in a hurry. You don't normally want to leave that quick, but he was in a conversation that he just had no reason to be into.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of hard to know how long to hang out there in the beginning.
Yeah.
If it's against someone like Beery, I'll hang out there for a while because he'll probably lowlight me for being in a useless conversation and not be standing near anyone, but...
Oh, yeah. So hits a green BB and steps in for a flirt. Doesn't hit the green on the flirt, but still got the flirt in. Apparently he got low lit at some point.
I think it was the BB, the split.
Okay.
And that doesn't work as much against good players, but every now and then.
Every now and then, still works as designed.
Yes. Both inspect
Now
quick.
I was going to mention that Purloin is the mission that got taken off, but
Yeah.
but then low light happened, and I was like, "Welp."
Yep. I don't think he knows he's gotten a low light though. He must.
I don't think he knows. No.
Yeah.
He's still playing nice and cautious.
I mean, a banana split's just as likely to get you a highlight against a good sniper now, which I find hysterical, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember any time I had a chance to do a banana split, I would take it, but now I don't. I try to wait a few seconds most of the time.
Yeah. There's the bug. Quite a nice one at that.
Very.
I don't even think it was visible. That was gorgeous.
No, he was on the other side of the map completely too, I think.
Yeah. So, 1 minute and 1 flirt. And low light. This should be a game for Drawn unless something hilarious happens.
It often does, though, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. And luckily I seem to cast a lot of the hilarity, which makes things more enjoyable. There's the flirt, so that should be it.
You got it.
And there's another game for Drawn. 10-11 is the current scoreline, still in favor of Wodar, but Drawn has taken it back to a 1-point game.
Not bad. A few more games left. It's another close one.
Not bad at all. When I say 3 more?
Yeah, 3 more.
All right.
You sure you don't want to start picking odd numbers?
Well, the whole reason I pick even numbers now is because... Well, because my stream is so known for making draws happen, I want to keep it possible, because when it happens, it's funny.
So you act like you hate them, but you kind of like them. A little.
I can't decide. Like, I hate them, but at the same time, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny how much you hate them. 3 more then. Well, they played pretty even, I would say.
Yeah, they have.
But
Drawn just had a big streak of bad luck on balcony.
Yeah, they've played pretty even in total, but like in any individual few games, they've kind of just kicked each other's butts, I think.
Yeah. Except the Panopticon.
Like,
Panopticon, it was pretty much a yo-yo contest all the way up.
Yeah, I don't feel like too many of the games themselves were that close, even though the match as a whole has been.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, actually.
Pretty weird, but it's working out.
Yeah. So, looks like we're finally getting ready to head in the next game with Drawn as Sniper, Wodar as Spy. No Seduce, interestingly enough.
Yeah, he doesn't seem very fond of that one, does he? Pretty interesting.
Well, on Panopticon, wasn't it Drawn who kept getting rid of Seduction?
I think so, yeah. Again, it made sense to me then.
Yeah. And there's that super quick Purloin. I don't think Drawn even notices. Oh, now he sees it.
Yes. Okay, I have to ask Wodar whether or not this is the thing I recommended the other day. He and I played. I think I did this to him, or at least I tried to. It didn't really work out because I did it wrong. But I really like the idea I said of doing an instant Purloin and then going to the statues and gulping all in the first 20 seconds because it's so easy for that to look like a gulp with the initial drink you get.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe you can let me know whether or not he gave that a try, because I really liked that idea and I tried it and it kind of worked, and it seems to have worked for him right here.
Yeah, it's a nice move.
Oh yeah, you're done with 2 missions out of nowhere, and they just assume that was just the drink he started off with.
Yeah.
And they're usually still, low lighting people, memorizing statues. If you can do it just right, if you can get it quick, you can...
It's pretty much invisible.
Yeah, look at that. He's got 1 hardtail mission done already. All he needs to do now, well, he turned off Seduce, so bad example. But...
Well, the pathing was a little bit odd there. Did get him highlight.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. He might have kind of given away his advantage already.
Oh, actually takes a bullet for it as well.
Wow.
So Drawn ties things up with 2 games to go. That draw is looking like more and more of a reality every game.
So I don't know. Maybe he thought he saw the Purloin or something, but it seemed like he had a huge lead there until the pathing issue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It seemed like that. I could be wrong.
Like, honestly, with the Purloin into the Inspects, after not getting highlight for that, it looked like he was almost in the clear, and then we realized, wait a second, there's no seduction going on.
And not only that, but when you see that the list is gone, it's very easy to panic.
Oh, yes.
It's like seeing a statue's been swapped that you missed. It's that same feeling of, oh god, what did I miss?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really like that move. I think it's an interesting little move, and I'm glad to see someone do it, and glad to see it at least appear to work.
It was awesome. Like, the move itself worked like a charm. And then pathing.
And then pathing.
And then pathing. It's like I used to say a little while ago. He was doing really well, and then Spy Party.
And then Spy Party happened. I just love that walking can't be an afterthought,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect strategy, perfect ATs, then you literally run into a wall face first and lose. The only way it could be any better is if there were some way to walk so bad that you literally tripped and fell on the ground.
That would be amazing! Right? I really hope that gets in the game at some point.
Like, one of the hard tells is like, hey, AIs trip this way, okay? AIs always put their hands out in front of them, something like that. It'd be like the ultimate cough or clang, right? It's to just fall down.
Oh man, I wonder what the trigger for that would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
if you get stuck on something for at least like half a second, you just fall.
you could just make walking like one of those complicated Flash games where you have to press 4 different keys to move different. And if you get it right, you fall flat in your face.
Half Spy Party, half Quap.
Yeah, and don't forget Octodad.
Yeah, that's true.
Octodad meets Spy Party.
That would be the most terrifying thing ever.
Too quick inspect, by the way. Took off swap, by the way.
Too quick inspect and no swap.
And no highlight. He's not highlighting for statues.
It seemed like for a while there was this sweet spot in statues where some people would go really early on, and then there was like from like 20 seconds in to like 40 seconds in, you could just low-lay everyone and went to statues.
Yeah. Well, that's the meta evolving for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's still the dominant strategy, I think, for most, and it's interesting that he's not doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the swap's off, too.
That's likely. So, Drawn picks up his first flirt here with 1:45 to go.
And Wodar just went on a
Ambassador
big
gets
spree,
super
by the
friendly.
way.
Sorry, what?
Wodar went on a big highlighting spree then, and I'm not really sure why. He highlighted maybe 4 people.
Oh wow, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Maybe you can tell us what he was thinking.
Drawn did in fact get the bug there. So that was quite nice. Now he's going to see if he can get the banana bread in, but there's no one else in this conversation.
And no highlight for it, by the way, either. Even for being near him.
Drawn's looking really good this game.
Yeah. He's going to have to mess up pretty bad, like falling flat on his face, frankly, if he wants to lose this one, I think.
Well, he just did a white banana bread alone in a conversation with a double agent, so that might earn him a highlight. Did, in fact, earn him a highlight.
Yeah.
So he'll be being watched for the rest of the game. Thing is, all he has to do is finish up his flirts.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything else too suspicious, so as long as he takes his time, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, unless the ST
seconds,
runs
though.
from him, which it's been known to do.
But again, with 40 seconds left, he might not have the luxury to take his time.
Yeah. And we know this has happened to Drawn a lot with the flirt. Oh, boy.
Yes.
That is rough.
I don't think I saw it yet.
He's just a little short.
Oh, that, yeah.
Oh. Oh, am I a few seconds ahead? Okay.
No, you weren't. I just thought maybe pathing.
No. I think
happened
I'm not
in
sure
there.
how high he is. I think he's still in the 80s, but I think he must have just really missed the AT.
Yeah, but 5 seconds left. He can get this flirt off. There it
Hopefully.
is. Here's the overtime. Who gets... It's gonna be green dress? Oh, he actually just didn't shoot in time.
Wow. Wow. That's
Wow.
unusual.
Yeah, no kidding. It was like deer in headlights. It was just like he had 2 people that he wanted to shoot. He
Wow.
couldn't decide which one, so he just didn't shoot either.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
You got to figure at most you have 10 seconds, and he waited about 5. It's tough, Most people
Yeah.
shoot right away. Usually when you get under 30 seconds, I think most of us, and he probably does this usually too, just kind of pick a top suspect just in case. So if it goes to overtime, you know exactly what you're
Wodar
looking for
says
unless
for
you see
some
something.
reason... Wodar's saying for some reason in his head he thought it was pending. And then...
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really need a reason. It's stressful, You have to make these decisions in just a second or two.
Oh, yeah.
So I get it. Absolutely.
Also, the end of game procedure is confusing.
A little bit, yeah. Especially with the green purloins, the green swaps, when it just flashes 0 but doesn't actually beep overtime.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. When you think you might be going to overtime, you might just have a second or two.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rough.
Like, thing with me is, by the time the game's at its end, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I want to shoot somebody, but you'd be like, okay, if it goes into overtime, I'm killing this person
Exactly.
immediately.
You just sort of pick a top suspect just in case, so you don't have to react, badly.
Yeah.
So he needs this for the tie, by the way. Wodar does.
He does indeed.
So decent little comeback for Drawn, who was down, I guess, 10-5 at one point.
Yeah. Now he's ahead 12-11, going in the last game with Wodar as spy, drawn as a sniper, with no swap. And then he got his spot in the conversation stolen. He really wanted to seduce, but then snaps McGee. There's a spot open. So, a little bit of odd entry, but that's alright. I doubt Mr. Drawnonward noticed. Goes for the purloin here as well. And then the fake BB to hopefully distract from said purloin. Gets highlight for the BB and run, though.
I think that's the best use of the fake BB most of the time, unless you're trying to frame someone on soft 3 or something.
I think so. Just a shame he got highlight for the banana split there.
Yeah. Still better than the alternative, though.
It is indeed. So
if you can get away with the purloin and get a highlight,
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. He's got the purloin done. He's got 2 flirts. 2 minutes to go. If not for the highlight, I'd say he was in quite good shape, but I'm a little bit worried now. Going for the flirt at the statues probably would have been a good idea to pick it up and then go for the flirt while holding, but...
Yeah, I played hundreds of games before I realized you could do that, by the way. I always flirted beforehand, and I thought, man, it's so hard to flirt there without being noticed, and I thought, oh, wait, you can pick up the statue first. I actually found out by misclicking and picking it up by accident and seeing that the option was still there.
Oh, wow.
That was, thankfully, a long time ago.
All right. Here's the banana bread. If he gets this off without dying, there's the BB. Glow lights coming off. I think he's got this.
Yeah, he doesn't know if it's going to be the last mission or not.
And there it goes. 12-12 is the final scoreline. A draw occurs once again.
Of course it is.
Always seems to happen, doesn't it?
Can't spell drawn without draw. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, it would have been a tie at 20, too, right? Wasn't it tied then?
No,
it was 11-9. If you'd
yeah, it was 11-9 at 20. And if we went to the full 30, I think the final scoreline was like 14-16 after 30.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember who won, though.
I think Wodar was telling me earlier that he did.
Okay.
Yeah. Another tie. Hey, it was a really well-played match, though.
It was indeed.
I just like that they kind of took turns being really good. And then...
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there were only a handful of close games, but I actually felt like most of the individual games were just not that dramatic. The whole match was, but...
Yeah.
Still
there were a couple of moments where I kind of freaked out, but... yeah, that went really well.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued by the idea of playing Panopticon and then Balcony and then Courtyard, putting Panopticon up first, but I really am very curious as to how that affects the other games. It can put you in a very weird frame of mind, right?
Yeah, because Panopticon, you just feel like you can get away with things.
Yeah.
And then you go to the other maps, especially going from Panopticon to Balcony.
Yeah, I like the contrast. I don't know. I mean, is it better to do it that way or to kind of scale up and down? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Although I do I would love to see someone
opposites.
play like 30 or 40 games where half are on Panopticon and the other half are on Veranda, and the sniper is just panicked the whole time.
That'd be amazing. Alright, well thanks a bunch for coming out to cast with me.
Thanks for having me. And Checker, if you're listening, we want an option to fall flat on your face.
Yes!
It'd be hilarious. Yes. Come on. Alright.
That would be amazing. Alright, thanks man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Alright, cool. So, in case you weren't aware, what I'm hoping to do is just get people on to cast with me every Tuesday, whether it's like you or Drawn or random other people. I'm probably gonna try to get Wodar on at some point.
Wodar will be a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, that will be fun.
I'll be watching.
Alright, awesome. Thanks again. And until next time, this is Taboshi and WarningTrack.
Signing off.